Greetings, ladies and gents. Welcome back to the Craft Hammer. I'm your host Stefan, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the grey tide, the grey avalanche that is gonna hit this channel and ourselves for 2025. As you might see, we have a lot of models that have been built. We have a few that are still in boxes that need to get built, and it's gonna take a long time to get this all painted. But the most important part is that for 2025 we're going to set ourselves a huge challenge to finish building and painting everything you see on the table here, making sure that it's to a decent standard, making sure that it's done within the year, so nothing on this table is allowed to be left for 2026. Everything has to be done. It will take quite a bit of a while, so let's get into some of the details. First of all, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Don't forget to like this video and drop your thoughts down below. Hopefully you will join me on this year of Warhammer. 2025 is the time for all these projects to get done. This is of course not everything that I have that still needs to be built and painted. For those of you who might have been here on one of our previous videos, you did see that I did in fact start my Bretonnian army for the old world. Now, unfortunately, that will likely take a back seat, mostly due to the fact that the Space Marines themselves, I do intend to get up to 2,000 points of Black Templars. My one will of course be red, as is my specific homebrew chapter. So we need to get our Red Templars up and going and get a 2,000 point game in 2025, hopefully a few more than just one. I would like to do a few tournaments with 2,000 points. I will of course use them for 1,000 points, so that is something that you will see of how we're planning things out. But in 2024 we took a nice big break during summer, at the end of spring and even into the fall. We did have to do a lot of adult stuff outside of the hobby. Unfortunately, we did not have that much time and ability to get these built and painted, because some of these have been in storage pretty much since the start of January in 2024. We slowly bought things to create our Templar army in 2024, but unfortunately we just did not have enough time. So let's get through some of the details that we have here that we will need to get through. And I think what we'll do is we'll quickly start off with the Imperial Guard, since there's far less and they will be taking second priority when it comes to what we're going to be doing, since the Marines will be taking first priority. So as you may have seen on our channel, we recently got the Krieg box, and we do have 5 of the Death Riders, Engineers, Druid himself, an artillery piece that are fully built. We still have 5 Death Riders on sprue, so at the time that I'm actually currently filming this, it's literally the Friday when the video for the artillery piece will be coming out. So that will be, oh no, actually I think it's the Death Riders and the artillery pieces tomorrow on the Saturday. Completely forgetting about that. But anyway, we will have a small contingency of Krieg to be built. We do have 2 Rogue Eldorans here that were from the Cadian Task Force, or whatever it was called. I think it was Christmas 2023 when they released that box set, and initially when I had that box set I was intending to collect Cadians, and of course all I wanted to do was do a head swap with some interesting heads that I got from, I think, Puppets War. I think that's the one that I was looking at, and they just had some interesting guard alternative heads. So I was literally just going to have standard Cadian bodies and everything, just different heads that looked kind of cool for me, and that was the plan. But now with Krieg being released, and I do enjoy all of their sculpts, so that is the plan for these guys. We do have 2 boxes here, Lord Solar and a new box of the Aquilians, so that is a small project that we will be working on. We won't be buying anything specifically like when it comes out, as nothing is going to be limited in a sense. So when the next release of Krieg comes out, most likely we won't be adding anything else, just because there's no need for it in the moment. So that is something that, you know, keep in mind when you're buying stuff. Are you actually going to get to it at that very moment? If you're not, definitely recommend kind of leaving it off, which is ironic because that's not what I did for the Marines. So we're going to look at the entire little force that we have here, and I think one of the the first things that I want to point out, the vehicles, and specifically the Land Raider Crusader. That is something that I believe I bought nearly 4 years ago, and I just never got around to painting it. It was built all that time and I just wasn't able to paint it, whether it was not being used for a list or I just had other models that I was kind of being focused on. So that is something that needs to be painted this year. It's a classic and iconic unit and I need to get it in my army. Everything that you see here was intended to be built in 2024, except for something like the Terminators, which kind of came out at a much later date and I got them. Everything here, we have 4 Crusader squads that are all melee based. We have a 5th one which is in progress, that is ranged weapons. We have a Pyreblaster squad. This is all the way from the Leviathan launch box, and the reason why I need to get these done is because soon enough you will see a series of mini tutorial videos that will help with the very basics for those new beginners, from building, cleaning, gluing together, getting bases built, everything that is brand new to someone. We're gonna go at the very basics, nothing too complicated, but do stay tuned for that, and I'm hoping to get these primed very soon so that I can finish off that little series, and I will even show you how I paint the color scheme that will be going on for the rest of the army. Now, we do have 3 more boxes that need to be built. We got some more heavy intercessors so I can get a squad of 10. We got some aggressors, which I already have 3 built and painted in my collection, so that's great. Don't have to worry about that, but I did want a squad of 6. And we do have the Company Heroes box, which I just thought looked very cool and had some interesting additions. So I want to get those guys built. But again, it's not everything here needs to be priority number 1, in the sense that first and foremost, I want to finish, if I need to, building anything, though I don't think I do, for 1,000 point army that I will be taking to tournaments. And that will be the first units from everything here that you see that will be painted up. And then I have a pre-made list already of 2,000 points. So everything that you see here, again, anything that fits in that list of 1,000 points and then moving on to 2,000 points, that will be our first priority to get painted. Now, that doesn't mean we won't be buying anything anymore. So even though I'm doing this massive challenge for 2025, I'm not also stating that I won't be buying anything. Let's be honest, there are sometimes moments when something really cool comes out and it's very difficult to not fall into the trap of wanting to buy it. For example, I do have 5 Blade Guard here at the front with our little apothecary there. Most likely I would like to buy another box or 2 of them so that I can fill out the ideas that I have. This challenge is going to be a big one. We're getting everything here painted before the end of December 31st on 2025. Everything has to be painted fully. There might be more stuff that might get bought in the meantime. Whether or not they get added to the challenge, we shall see. It'd probably be crazy if I keep adding at the same time as I'm trying to do the challenge. It is what it is, and stay with me. We will be doing hobby updates at least once per month so that I can see where this challenge is going. I know I'm starting it at the very end of January, so technically today is the 31st when I'm filming. I believe I'll release this next Friday, so that is going to be, I don't know, 4th or 5th, whatever that is. Technically, we've lost a month in terms of painting, and we still have to prime everything, but we did have most of January for building, so a lot of this did get built in January, believe it or not. So 1 month of building and 11 months of painting. It is going to be a trek. If you have lots of stuff in your backlog, now is the time to join in this little challenge that I'm doing. I will obviously release those hobby updates. Make sure to stay tuned and add your update as well if you have things that you need to get painted, and hopefully in December I will be able to do a huge video with everything here painted. We will also look, maybe if you guys are part of the challenge and you're giving us good updates, you can also maybe send your photos eventually at the end of December, and then we'll do like the community grey tide as well, so like what you guys have been doing over the 12 months, and hopefully we can look at other people's attempts to partake in this challenge. Now, if you do partake, don't worry, you don't need to finish everything. I understand that there's a high possibility that some of these might be one of those things where like a unit or 2 might not be finished by that time. Hopefully we will, so don't give up. Instead, do as much as you can and join me in that little adventure that we're gonna go. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video and you will partake with me in the 2025 Grey Avalanche Challenge. Let's get this all finished built, let's get this all primed and then painted, and then yeah, we'll see how the hobby updates go. Until next time, make sure to subscribe, really helps us out. Don't forget to like this video, drop your comments down below, tell me the projects that you need to get done. We will keep each other on the path, and until next hobby update, take care folks.